Hi everyone, welcome back. I was shopping at Winners the other day and it gave me a good idea, I think, for a new video. In that this, yes, is from Winners, and sometimes right before Halloween you can get a really good price on some decks. So this was the only one they had available. And it says, Your Dream Will Come True, Deluxe Tarot Card Set and Booklet. But I thought what we could do was rate this deck from a 1 being uneventful to 5 being super duper, and in between being whatever you want to express it as. So it does say your dream will come true. Interesting. You know, it's a nice hard box. Nothing wrong with that. When you flip it over, you can see I paid $12.99 for this deck. It says tarot card deck includes 78 cards. Enjoy the magical insights into your past, present, and future with these deluxe tarot cards. Gain knowledge about your unconscious thoughts and find greater understanding of your life's trajectory and the direction you want to go. So we get a little glimpse there of what the cards look like. It says it's put out by La Musi Design, and I did find these on Amazon, and it's a 2021 edition made in China. Now, the ones I found by the same company were not exceptional decks. Wouldn't purchase them, but this one being $12.99 and I could have it in my hot little hands, I did grab it. The interesting thing I found was down here. Psychic and tarot readings are intended for entertainment purposes only. No specific results can be guaranteed. This is the first time I've seen this on a tarot deck. I have seen it on sites of people who do review decks like myself, but never on the deck. So it opens up into this matte black, it's magnetic closure. It says, find your path to spiritual growth and connect with your intuition. And there is the book. Interestingly, this book is basically a notebook for recording your personal readings. It's really chewed up here in the process of the cutting, but it's kind of different. It says how to use the cards, finding the meaning in the cards, what to look for when looking through the cards. Another way to use the deck is to set an intention, such as being more expressive or taking more time for yourself. And blah, blah, blah there. It's just an introduction to having you work with the cards and finding your insights into your life. It's unique. I've never had a tarot deck come with no sort of instructions for each card, but a little booklet you can pop into your bag and write your ideas about your readings. So that was kind of neat. These are oversized, and I thought I did kind of gravitate towards the fact that they have this gold foiling, I guess is what you call it, on there. They are monster in size. I'll just have to zoom out a little bit. That might be a little close for some people. Okay, back with you again, and I thought I'd compare it to my Rider-Waite-Smith card, and you can see quite a bit bigger. So, but I was drawn to the gold on the black. I thought that was kind of nice. I think that they do have quite a flair in here for bringing the symbols that we're used to seeing. It's almost you can see inside his little pouch here, which is kind of cool. You got your doggy, you got your cliff. This looked to me down here as some sort of glyph. Not sure if that's the artist's signature or not. But I thought for $12.99, yeah, $12.99, it was worth a chance. So let's get the wrapper off and dig in. Now, as I'm getting a chance to peek at it a bit more as I'm pulling this off, it's interesting with this little dot next to the Fool, and the skewed border, kind of different. It's a chunky thing. Look at that. Look at the size of that. So this is one of those pendulums, and you can see it's a good size. Okay. Now, I don't presume there will be any nudity in the cards in here because there's so much going on the outfit right there that I think that that's the style of what we're going to probably see. So there is the Fool. Let's check out the cardstock. You know, well, the backs are pretty nice, like that. They're not rounded corners. They are the sharp ones. It's cardboardy, not a lot of spring back in my mind, but it's going to be hard to shuffle these because they are so large. But when you peer into some of these negative spaces within it's almost like a woodcut, you get to see other symbols. To me, this looks like an eagle's head here. We've got our sun. You could have very well had a moon with this here. You've got a good number expression at the top there. I don't know, it's pretty cool. Other than the cardstock not being fabulous, but for $12.99. Okay, let's dig in. So there is our magician. Now, if I switch glasses, I might be able to see a wee bit more. I'm really liking all this embellishment. My mind wants to straighten the cards because of the border here, and they are seemingly going to all have this little dot here. But I'm not sure if they'll even glow in the dark, but they are pretty cool. Okay. The High Priestess. I like the shroud being in the dark and then all this illustrated behind her. It makes her really stand out. It's a little bit tight over here with that T for the Empress. This would be the side of the pillow, but some of the pillow is sort of lost. The Emperor. Sort of gruesome in the face there. So these might be quite nice for Halloween readings. The Hierophant. And it does have a Pamela Colman Smith signature down here, doesn't it? This is interesting. So I would say it's a copycat deck from some of her work. The Lovers. Oh, sorry, there is a little bit of nudity there. I like all of the stuff that the line work in here. I think that's quite nice. We've got the snake over here coming down the tree, and this would be the fire. The Chariot. I'm not noticing, oh yeah, there it is again, the Pamela Colman Smith signature there. So if you know what this deck is as far as a copycat to the original, let me know about the original so I can look at it. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. There's a little bit of oh, it comes off. Okay, I thought there was a fleck in the black there, but no. I'm wondering, Yeah, can you pick up all that gold? It's kind of neat. There is our Justice. It's hard to get a grip on the cards. I like the Hangman in this black and gold. There is our Death card. It is a little bit busy with all the line work going on. It is somewhat hard to distinguish the Pope here. There's our Temperance. The wings are fabulous. The Devil card. Kind of like that. The Tower. So you do get that shine, but the cards are really quite matte. The Star. I hope that after I shuffle them a bit that they'll be a little bit more not sticking so much together. This seems a little bit more different than in some of the cards. I guess it's grasswork. Okay, there's our Sun. Judgment. And the World. Okay, now we're into our wand suit. The robe on this fellow looks quite nice. The sash that I'm used to seeing here is lost a little bit. The 4. 5. Our hero. Nice line work on the horse's head. Enjoying that. I like the little bit that you can see through here, the background. So you're not getting wording on the bottom of these cards till you get to the courts. So there's our page. Oh, the knight does show up well. I think it's all the extra wide lines there on the shoulder. There's the Queen. And the King. Okay, our Ace of Pentacles. Well, the Garden Gate doesn't look as great. Our 2. I like how it highlights the boat on the water there. This is pretty darn nice, the 3. It's really showing up quite well. Our 4. Ooh, I like that one. You really get the feeling of the cold snow falling down. R6. Seven. This adds a little bit to the card, and there's that pressure to get the work done, all that black that you're seeing there. Lovely. 9. Lots going on in the 10. Page, not so keen on this, the way they've got the eye there. The knight, standing proud, beautiful. Queen, ooh, she looks almost skeletal. Looking for the rabbit. Oh, there it is. Yep. Our king. Okay, into the cups. Our ace. That has a feeling of 3 witches out and about celebrating. 4. Again, the large amount of black here really brings that heaviness to some of the cards, and that suits this card very well. That's super busy. Another one for the black. Not enjoying all this in here, but it does highlight the person. There's not the same depth as in some of the other cards. Page. I like the knights. The horses really stand out well. This fish looks a little bit more like a mushroom over here. Our swords. There is a hint of line work around here, but it's very faint. I think they could have done a little bit better with that heart. This one's nice. Lots of drama there for that one. Sneaky Pete. So if you know that this is a copycat of a such and such deck, do let me know. Some of them have that little bit of white, but it comes off. Yeah, a little bit of a spook factor going on here. So let's see how they shuffle. Sharp corners, may want to round those. Oh, they're very big. Really quite big. And it sounds a little bit cardboardy. But, okay, I've got some facing the wrong way here. Let's just pause. Let me shuffle a little bit and get back to you. Okay, I think I'm going to have to just make piles because they're not shuffling so great. They don't really slide very well. But let's randomly just pick 1 or 2, maybe 3, and see how they look. So if you're doing this for a video, you're not going to be able to get too many in unless you really pull back. That's not bad. So let me know what you think. If you were rating it from 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 the highest, what would you give this deck? Because it is nice sometimes to have larger. And I do sort of like the creepiness of some of the look of the cards. I think the numbers are big enough for me to see. Still loving this card. And you think that, you know, $12.99 is a pretty good price for what you're getting. Remember, there's no book with meanings, but there is a little book you can take on the road. Maybe you want to take this on vacation, because if you were to lose this deck or it got damaged, it wouldn't be a big loss at $12.99, and you could certainly record your readings in here. So, leaving it there, is it trash or is it a treasure?